Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your magical moon message. It is raining. We got a flash flood warning, and apparently there's some hurricane out here who I don't know, must be angry that their emails got leaked or something. I don't know. Moon in Libra, Sun in Leo. All right, that was a horrible joke. I apologize, but not really. There's going to be more bad jokes, so it's a warning. But yes. We are understand. We are coming into a social understanding. Need I remind you, this is a social activation. Actually, let me start this message off with that. The last social activation that we had was around 365 days ago. So chew on that. That was the last activation of the sequence of motion that activated our individuality socially over the next 4 months, because the four social activations are new moon Leo, new moon Virgo, new moon Libra, and new moon Scorpio. All right, the swag and the sauce. The social chapter is the swag and the sauce. It's integration and breakthrough beginning at Libra. So we're coming into a moon in Libra social understanding of your social awareness of how awesome you are, because Leo is, in a nutshell, awesomeness. Aries is like rawness. Leo is awesomeness, and Sagittarius is amazingness. All right. Several key words. Okay. Awesome is like sitting at a bonfire, listening to your friends tell you about their sexual escapades. But it's still lit. You feel me? Anyway, yeah. This social awareness is giving us this classic, polished understanding of the raw talent and character of our Aries selves that we're now expressing in our Libra selves. Remember, 2 weeks ago, the moon was in Aries, and we were coming into an individual understanding of how we socialize, because we understood how we have evolved and from what approach and authenticity and individual direction we take going on stage. So 2 weeks later, with the moon in Libra, now we're understanding while we're on stage how we're taking that individual understanding and then polishing it socially, right? The philosophy of what we do individually is now our social attitude, which now is activating social skills. And the reason why this is very important is because as the moon comes at the very end of the degrees, it's going to activate at the final degrees, and you are effectively activating new social skills. It'll be the one of 3 new moon activations that will activate social skills, from moon in Libra with the sun in Leo, moon in Scorpio with the sun in Virgo. And that's actually it, because by the time we're in moon in Libra, the moon's going to be in Sag. That's God level activation. All right. So with that being said, I have a story to share that just happened to me right now. So it's kind of exciting, because it's going to really allude, just like this happened to me, now what's happening to you as your own abilities are guiding you through this process. Because Libra moon is giving you an idea of your social persona relative to your performance on stage, and now how you balance your individuality relative to how much more of yourself you give versus how much sauce you want to keep to yourself. And of course, balance. This is a beautiful thing about this. How do we continue to perfect our presentation post moon in Virgo? Mind you, the moon was in Cancer, so that in between week ago point from a week ago Aries to Libra helped us transcend and release old feelings about our performance, so now we can balance it. You want to get the math out the way. Then of course, moon in Libra, the most important part is moon in Libra. For the shout out to my good friend Josie. She mentioned that, she's been feeling the downloads. And for those of you who've been tapping into that, be very mindful, because all of that's preparing you for the moon south node conjunction, which is another 28-day reminder that the eclipse is amongst you. And the eclipse you can liken to a playoff game, where the Cancer sun opposition of Pluto was like the draft or the tryouts. And if you made it to the team, then the Libra season eclipse is going to be the playoffs. So that means from the tryouts, Cancer season, to the playoffs, Libra season, you've been practicing in the gym. Virgo season. Yeah, this Virgo season is about to be crazy. Look at the stuff that's happening in the news, and you're going to see that the world is ending. Like, coming into the next 30 days, because it's the first Virgo season in over 180 years with Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. And look that up too. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. You'll see it in Affirmus. 2012 was when Neptune came into Pisces. 2023 was when Saturn returned since 93 into Pisces. And we haven't had both of those in a minute. So you're going to see. You're going to analyze. You're going to see in Sagittarius. But you're going to really, really perceive what's happening. My bad. Oh, wow, I got carried away. So the moon is going to go over the south node, and it's going to help you understand relative to this activation of new social skills and your literal powers that you're expressing on the stage of this life that you express your heart through. It's going to begin, because we're going to do this again Virgo season with so much more analytical clarity. This is giving you an initial face value of, that's my squad. I'm meant to be on this team. You know what? Based on my actions and the way I present myself, I'm supposed to be with these people. Be very mindful, because you're talking to them already. You don't even know. There are people who you're connecting with or meant to connect with. Mind you, this playoff thing, this is just an analogy, but this playoff eclipse is going to wrap you around partnerships that will be relevant for you for the next 10 years, 6 months to 10 years. And this is that stage pre-eclipse where you may not recognize certain relationships releasing to make way for these new ones, or transforming to step you into a new context of existing relationships. So this third house activity from the Leo sun is literally balancing your attitude and approach that you will understand you need to take courageously and of course socially. But I don't want to sugarcoat it. Rain! This is 100% the activation of social skills, but also superpowered skills. The third house is the house of skills. So this is what is enabling you to take recently awakened abilities and to now not just experience them by yourself, but to experience them with other people. So let me share a story about how I had a synchronicity this morning and I brought it social. I was pulling the tarot cards, right? And something inside me said, it's a random generated tarot card puller. So I have 1 in 78 chances because there's 78 tarot cards. And I pulled up this article about death. Shout out to Soul Eater, Lord Death. And for some reason, I just had this conviction, and what I'm describing to you is the process of instant manifestation that Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus are evolving for everyone. So my ability isn't instant manifestation. Everyone can manifest instantly, just like everyone can write. So there's psychic powers and abilities that you're mistaking for your unique abilities. Everyone can write. Everyone has the capacity to write cursive, but there's an ability with the way you write that maybe other people can't do. So everyone can instantly manifest, but it's the way you instantly manifest, right? Anyway, I just knew for some reason that out of 78 cards, when I pressed that random generator, what came up? The death card. I just knew. And it's not the first time this has happened too. And this is happening to you probably more than it's happening to me. Especially if you Pisces or Aqua. What are you doing here? By the way, I will maintain the reason why Aquarius and Pisces can never be the best or the greatest. Stop calling them the GOAT. Stop calling them the great. The GOAT ends at Capricorn. Calling Aquarius the greatest is like calling a 30-year-old the greatest at basketball, but he's playing in a high school basketball league. It's like, fam, you're too old to play. Yeah, of course you're gonna be balling up everyone. You're 30 and you're playing with high schoolers. You see that story, by the way, of the person who got caught playing high school ball? That was probably a Pisces energy. I'm just telling Pisces troll like that, right? Pisces is even more outrageous. Stop trying to say all the GOAT. Y'all are beyond that. You can't be the GOAT. You can be a judge. You can choose who the GOAT is. Stop. Capricorn is different. So Aquarius and Pisces are like the 30, 40-year-olds who somehow made it into a high school basketball game. And you know what I'm saying? It's just completely dominating. Capricorn is the 16-year-old high school basketball player who looks 30. So it's like, it's not fair, but it's fair. That's Capricorn. It's not fair, but it's fair because he's really 16. He looked 30. He played like he's 30, but he really 16. Aquarius and Pisces, you're 35 playing high school basketball. That's why Steph Curry changed the game. He's not even... My bad, it is what it is. Shaq. I'm just going to say Shaq. Michael Jordan. There you go. So y'all better put some respect I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not gonna say anything else. I just had to say that real quick. But basically, after I pulled the death card, I went to the store and the store clerk made it a point to tell me, yo, this is crazy. This is after I pulled the death card. This is crazy. What you just ordered is the very last thing in stock. You got the last thing. He had to go back and update the inventory because they didn't update it. It was the very last. So, you know what I'm saying? I didn't control that. I got guided into experience that. And I'm starting to decipher what language these experiences are telling me, but it was all proceeding in action I took, which produced the synchronicity, which is subjective enough to mean whatever I want it to mean. So I'm not trying to say it has to be objective in any way, but just like I experienced that, you're going to continue to experience even greater. Because I experienced more the basic level of stuff at Gemini. Some of you have suns are higher than Gemini after Cancer. So your awareness is higher, or your understanding is also high too. The moon is going to be squaring Pluto. And this is important because the square to Pluto from Moon in Aries is breaking you through fears of being yourself because of peer pressure from the collective. So we're going to extend that to Libra. How do you break through of that fear while you're around other people so that you can, of course, break through this deeper, more extreme awakening through this conflict? And because Pluto is 27 degrees, Neptune is 27 degrees, and the sun is 27 degrees, we have a yod right now. And this yod is intensifying the crystallization of what's the finger of God pointing to? Leo. So you have Neptune. The way to understand a yod is that the other 2 points of the yod influence the actual main point. So because this is a fixed yod, that means we have cardinal Pluto 27 and then mutable Neptune Pisces 27 on either side. The fixed yod means that the cardinal, right, the direction that you point towards, and then the actual perception is going to influence how strong you focus. If it was a cardinal yod, it'd be different mechanics. But this is where we can adjust the perception, we can adjust the strength, and that's going to influence how hard I push this door. If I push it with little power, it's not going to be pressed on. If I push it at a different angle versus if I push it at the right angle, that's the finger of God. And so it's accentuating the strength of your courage and going through that 27 degree yod, 27 Cap, 27 Pisces, 27 Leo. Moving through this yod you're going to see this crystallization, 27 numerology 9 action. Okay, shout out to Christopher Ticky and Step Astrology. So this is definitely going to be very eventful, especially as the moon begins to square Pluto and help you understand, based on how you've evolved, how you're getting ready to pivot and see this shift as you, moon in Libra, understand it in your social interactions with other people, even if it's just with yourself, how you relate with yourself. Because once the moon goes into Scorpio, y'all, and then the sun's getting ready to go into Virgo, shit's going to get so fucking real. You want to prepare yourself. I'm not even playing. No, this is going to be crazy. Just look at the news like this. Oh, this is crazy. Forget the hurricane. Forget the fires. Okay, we had Jupiter and Sag, and there were fires in Australia that burned 1 billion animals. Then, of course, Venus is retrograde in Leo. We have fires in these places, Canada. So, don't get too caught up in people's theories about it. The same advice is what I'll give you when the pandemic happened. What were you doing before the pandemic? Focus on that. Don't get distracted by what the media will tell you, because it's a distraction. Even if it's relevant. Just stay true to you and allow yourself to be guided by these metaphysical influences. The Neptune part of the yod is a metaphysical, through your imagination, influence that will influence how strong you break through this Leo season. We got 2 degrees left. You got this. Don't let anybody stop you. This is the crystallization of your new talents. And once we step into Virgo season, you're going to understand at a much greater level how to use them. We there. We're 30 days away. By the end of Virgo season, you master your abilities. So you want to get excited. And the moon's quincunx to Uranus is going to transform how you understand your social awareness because of this strength and quality of your own natural energy and how it enhances your body, your mind, your soul, and everything you do from there. Embrace criticism, embrace hate, embrace people who are intimidated of you and projecting on you, because it's going to be a great indicator of how much more stronger you are. relative to your maintenance of your own personal integrity. Godspeed. Peace.